It's the Soul Fantasy Show, Soul Fan Show. Los Angeles Clippers versus Golden State. The one-game slate for Draftkings. If you already haven't, please subscribe to this channel for up-to-date content for Draftkings Fanduel and sports news, ESPN news, basketball, football, any kind of news. We're going to go right down to it. It's a one-game slate today, as usual. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Andrew Wiggins are right there at the top studs. But Kawhi Leonard is the sole stud of the day. He could get 60, 54, 57. He's 9,400 on FanDuel. 1,600 minutes played. 476 field goals made. 373 rebounds. Okay, 20% defensive rebound percentage, 254 assists, and only 11% turnover ratio. We're going to go to the news. Let me give it to Greeny.
Situation.
Let me start back up.
It's also an important time regarding the resumption of the NBA season. Why is this week so critical?
Greeny, Thursday, the NBA's Board of Governors, the owners will vote on a plan to resume the season in Orlando, and they're lining up behind Adam Silver, and they're ready to move toward a plan that the Players Association and that they've worked together on. There's a lot of focus right now, Greeny, on a 22-team model.
22 teams.
Of bringing teams back to Orlando in a play-in situation.
A play-in
The league is still
situation.
digging down on details of what that would look like, and they're going to spend this week finalizing the structure and the format of a return to play. But Thursday will be...
All right, so it's going to be like a play-in situation. I'm going to let you know what the actual outcome either tomorrow or Friday on our videos. All right, let's go back to here. All right, so what Kawhi Leonard was doing at the end of the season, well, when the season abruptly ended, 40, 32, 47, 40. Let's just not think about that. Today, he's going to get 50, 52, 70, 64, one of those higher numbers. It's going to be easy for Kawhi to dominate today. And Paul George has 3.6% value, 1.33 fantasy points per minute. He might not hit 5 times value, but he's still a good option because there is a slight outside chance that it's really 2%, but he could get somewhere between 8 and 20 fantasy points that could hurt you. So be wary when you put Paul George in, because you still have a couple other guys like Wiggins, Montrezl Harrell, and especially Lou Williams. Lou Williams is a very fine option. I expect Lou Williams to, let's see his stats a little bit. All right, 14% turnover ratio. I expect Lou Williams to have a really good game today. He's definitely going to have 30 to, I would say, I wouldn't go 50, but I would go around 40, 42 fantasy points and hit 4 times value. Morris, 4 times value, 0.94 fantasy points per minute. It's going to hit you around your 30. So if you want 30, put Morris in. So we have some tough options. You have Steph Curry in there. All right, he's always a fine option. Damian Lee, Marquise Chris. All right, Chris, 30 to 34, 34, 29, 45. Yeah, he has some very good projections at the end of his slate. 22% to get 30 to 45 fantasy points. 1.16 value, okay, or per fantasy points per minute. Marquise Chris is a really good option. Sorry about that. He has 1,100 fantasy point plus minus of negative 228. Okay, 200 field goals made, 364 rebounds. He's a rebound machine. He's also a turnover machine, but he's a really good option today. Look at his end of the season marks. Some of these games were with Steph Curry. That 43-45 was with Steph Curry in. Play him alongside stack Marquise Chris with Steph Curry today if you would like. All right. I'd fade out Zubac. He's only at 77. He is getting 1.18 fantasy points per minute, but he's only going to get 20 minutes, so he's going to get you about 20 fantasy points. Draymond Green is a very high value today, 5.6 times value. He's the sole sleeper of the day, 5,200, 1 fantasy point per minute. He's getting 30 minutes. He's going to get you 30 plus fantasy points. He might even hit that 55 for you. So he's the sleeper of the day, Draymond Green. I wouldn't consider him a stud. All right, so Reggie Jackson, 2,200, 11 times value. Very good, cheap option. Very cheap. If he gets 33 fantasy points, you're good to go. Beverly, Sermet, fade them both out. And down here are guys that you only play during injury. JaMychal Green, I would not play him. It says 5 times value. Oh, man. If you're desperate, play JaMychal Green. If you're desperate, play Kai Bowman. If you can't think of who to put in, put those 2 guys in. But definitely don't play Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is only getting 0.75 fantasy points per minute and getting about not even 20 minutes a game, maybe. Less than that. Maybe 18 minutes a game. 19, something like that. He's going to hit 3 times value. So Dragan Bender, not getting a lot of minutes, but he's very productive when he gets his minutes, getting the fantasy point per minute. So depending on Dragan Bender's minutes, he could be an option for a very low price. All right, this lineup optimizer today, let's just go over. I would probably avoid Pascal. So right here, I would just go Morris. Why not? So Zubac, we said we're not interested in, and we would rather I would probably just put Marquise Chris over Damian Lee, just by how he's rebounding and his defensive rebound ability. And they have Kawhi Leonard and the sole sleeper of the day, Draymond Green. So you have the sole stud of the day and the sole sleeper of the day with a suspect captain up there. So, all right, so now my captain, who I'm going to have, would be Kawhi Leonard. He'd be my captain. And my sleeper, Draymond Green, Williams. So I don't like Beverly or Zubac in this lineup. So, what are we going to do? You could put Morris or Chris, or even Poole. I would probably avoid Poole. I would avoid JaMychal Green. But let's just say we want to put Reggie Jackson in there. Then we can put Paul George, and we still have 1,000 left that we don't even need to use. But I would. That's really risky. So say we want to go with Lou Williams as our captain. Then we just very quickly get him out of there. And we know we're getting Beverly out of there. So let's see. We said if we're desperate, put Kai Bowman in. So let's pretend we're desperate. Wiggins, Lee, and we're right there where we want to be. If we're playing desperate. All right. So Kawhi Leonard, there's a couple more lineups. Obviously, a lot of people are going to have him in the captain spot. If we have Wiggins in the captain spot, that's a very, very good option too. So I would just, Paul George is very expensive. If he gets 20 to 38 fantasy points, you're pretty much, 20 to 34 fantasy points, you're pretty screwed. So maybe just not play him today and just do something else. I mean, look, that worked. That's different. You could play him. I will not play Paul George at the MVP spot. Please let me know how he does, how you think he's going to do, how he does. In the comments below. If you already haven't, please subscribe to this channel. I would not go here with the captain. I would just stick. A lot of people are going to have Kawhi Leonard. Everybody's going to have Kawhi Leonard in the captain. So that means you're going to have to sacrifice down here with guys like maybe even Bender. Maybe Bender. Because then you could just go, so say we want to do that. So now who is hurting our lineup? Nobody really, and we're way under salary. So Pascal, Lee, Chris are all more than priced higher than Green. Just keep that in mind when you're rostering people. I wouldn't take him out here, but you could put him here if you're trying to just keep spending your salary, and you could just go bam. Bam! All right, it's the Soul Fan Show. Soul Fan Show.